Welcome to the Realtors Roundtable. We're full-time professional realtors with John Ray Realty, and we want to help you answer questions about buying and selling homes. My name is Barbara Thomas, this is Mark Phelps, and Nancy and Abnett. Today we're going to answer a question for you. How does a realtor get paid? So tell me, how do you get paid? After you get that first phone call from your client, what do you do for your client?
Well, you follow up. You try to take them to more houses that meet their criteria and their price range. You call at the realtor and you ask all the questions they have, like the roof, the utility bills, and you go on and you stick right with them because they don't know what to get. 3 realtors would not do them a service. 1 realtor is very loyal to a client, and that client trusts the realtor.
You basically are their right-hand person through the whole transaction. You lead them through the step of introducing them to the finance, their lenders. You take them and introduce them to inspectors, whether or not they're going to have a single inspector or if they're going to hire different professionals for every leg of the home. Verify whether or not the size of the lot is accurate, and then introduce them to a closing attorney and so on and so forth.
So the work that you do, now you get a salary from John Ray Realty, right? John Ray Realty pays you a salary. Is that right?
No.
Tell me, how do you get a paycheck?
Most people think you do, and also when you throw out your $1 million realtor on your card, that really makes people think that we're getting paid highly. We only get paid when we close a transaction.
At the closing table. So we don't get paid through any step of this. It's our gas, it's our time, it's an investment in our clients. We take the time to show them around, make sure that the home meets their needs, and then we get paid once the close is done.
I see. Now, if a buyer is out and you've shown them 20 houses and they really just feel bad about calling you about this one house, so is it better for them just to call the name on the sign and because they don't want to bother you, or should they call you?
Well, they should call us, their realtor, but everyone feels that way. And also, they're standing in front of a sign, and it's the quickest sign to call the realtor on the sign. So that becomes an educational process and trust with your client so that they will call you.
Yeah, it's all about building loyalty. I think it's one of the biggest misconceptions about how realtors get paid as well, is that you have to call that name on that sign. A lot of clients that I've spoken to think that they have to call that person to see that home. You know, the general public needs to know that we can show anybody's listing. If Barbara's sign is in the yard, you can call me. I'd be happy to show her home to you. And she'd be happy for me to show it as well, because she doesn't get paid until that house sells.
That's correct. So, do you mind if a buyer calls you anytime?
Not at all.
Not at all.
It's our job. It's what we do, isn't it?
It's 24/7.
It is 24/7. We want to provide that excellent service. We have knowledge, and we have knowledge not just about our properties, but every property. So what we want a buyer to know is to stick with us as their realtor, because we will bring our knowledge, our expertise, our loyalty to them to help them to purchase their new home. You know, back in the day of King Arthur, battles were fought to gain land. Now, we do things a little differently in this day and time, and we want to take all the fight out. We want to be there for you, and we want to help you purchase the property that's right for you.
And I think some people feel like when you list a property, the typical response is, oh, you're making a lot of money, when in fact the fee is divided with 4 different people, the brokers and the agents. But the most rewarding thing is when you sell something and leave that closing table and that buyer or seller is thanking you and saying you certainly earned your money, especially a repeat client. They know how hard we work. They thank us over and over, and that makes us feel good.
It does. It does. We will be doing several discussions about questions that you might have about real estate. If you have questions, give us an email and let us know what you'd like to know about buying and selling a home.
We appreciate your time, and remember, you're not just hiring Barbara, Mark, or Nancy. You're hiring the entire team from John Ray Realty.